I'm Colleen from Breathing Lotus Living Arts, and this is the lovely Samantha.
Hello.
We're bringing you to you today a flow that you can, a nice gentle flow that you can do in the evening, something to de-stress and unwind before bedtime. It'll take about a half an hour. Props you'll need is obviously your yoga mat and perhaps a blanket and a couple of blocks if you have them. If you don't have them, no worries, we'll work it out, okay? So I'm gonna have Samantha lie in front of me. And yeah, Sam, just come on, lie down on your back. Good. Now, Sam, let's take the soles of your feet up to the ground so your knees are tented up towards the sky. Excellent. And you'll take your feet so they're about hip distance apart, so just toe heel just slightly further out. There, that's great. Now, think about reaching your fingertips down towards your heels so you feel a slight stretching in through your shoulders. Feels like maybe like your scapula are starting to slide down your back. You feeling that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Now, let's just drop into the space for a moment. Getting ready for our practice. We'll take a few long, deep breaths. And as you're here, breathing in and out, the inhale is through the nostrils, through the nose. And draw it down, way down deep into your lungs so that your belly rises and falls. And just a few more. See if you can keep your chest relatively still as your belly rises and falls. Both inhale and exhale through the nose, Sam, if you can. Relaxing. Continue with your long, deep breathing as you scan through your body, just recognizing if there's any particular areas in your body that are feeling tense today, or if everything's feeling pretty good, that's awesome. Noticing where you might need to nurture a bit more as we move through our practice. Just one more breath here. Okay. Now we'll start some gentle movement, and this will warm up our shoulders as well as our cervical spine. With your right hand only, reach up towards the ceiling, then tap the ground behind you. Yeah. Now, as you're reaching up, turn your chin to the left. So that right hand goes up and you turn your chin to the left. Excellent. As you exhale, your hand will come back down to your side and you'll turn your chin back to center. Beautiful. And then go ahead, Sam, and do the other side. So your left arm reaches, your chin turns towards your right shoulder. Sam, see if you can roll your head right on the mat when you do that. Exhale, bring the hand down, roll the head back to center. Gorgeous. Good, and continue that for just a few moments. Good, so we want our breath to remain long and deep. And we want to be aware that the inhale and the exhales are equal lengths. The inhale initiates the movement, and the movement is as long and as slow as the breath is. So say one more time each side, making sure that we end with our left arm reaching, so we do an equal number on each side. Okay. So left arm. Beautiful. Okay. Take your knees and squeeze them in towards your chest. And you'll take your hands right below your kneecaps on your shins. And just go ahead and give a nice big squeeze. If your knees bother you at all, You can always take your hands behind your thighs instead. Yeah, see how that feels. Good, make sure your breath is remaining long and complete. Good. Good, let your body rock side to side. I'm feeling that in the low back. Come to pause. If you haven't already placed your hands behind your thighs, go ahead and do that now. And then we'll take the feet and reach them up towards the sky. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So Sam's hamstrings are a little bit tight, so she's going to keep her knees nice and bent. And I encourage you to do the same thing. But if you are one of the lucky few who does have loose hamstrings, feel free to straighten your knees completely without locking them. Good. Now Sam, go ahead and point your toes straight up towards the ceiling and then flex them. We call it dorsiflexing as we bring the tops of the feet down towards the calves. And we'll go ahead back and forth a few times. Good. Good, this looks nice. And you can bring your feet into circles, circular motion. Nice, circling in both directions. Good, lovely. Okay. Leave your left foot reaching towards the ceiling. Your right foot now will tuck in towards your chest. I'm sorry, your right knee tucks in towards your chest. Bring both hands around your right shin. Flex your left foot, yeah. And then as if you were pressing your heel out, 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 yeah. You're going to slowly lower this left foot down towards the ground. See if you can keep it in line with your hip as you're lowering down to the ground. Good. A big hip release here. Let your left foot rest down on the ground as you hug your right knee in a little bit tighter. Good. Now take your hands again behind your thigh. Good. And now reach the right foot up again. See how that feels. Changes things a little bit. Good. Good. Tailbone is dropped down towards the ground and the right thigh is drawing towards your chest. If this is comfortable for you and you feel like you can go a little bit further, you might walk your hands up your leg. Yeah, maybe you can take your head and neck right up off the ground as you do that, yeah? You can hold on to the back of your shin. Some of you who are more flexible might even get to around your toe. I'm gonna have Sam stay right here, okay? If you do have your hands up around your toe, you'll take the yogic toe lock, which is peace fingers wrapped around your toe, and it's almost like you make the OK sign around your big toe, okay? Now, as you're here, gently bring your back, your low back, and your upper back, and your head back down to the ground. Good. Excellent. Okay. So from here, again, if you're more flexible, you'll keep your foot, your leg extended. For your hamstrings, if your hamstrings are tight, again, Sam is a little tight in the hamstring, so I'm going to have her bend her knee. Okay. Now, Sam, go ahead and take your arms out to a T. Good. We're going to cross the right knee over midline, coming into a twist. So right knee comes towards the left-hand side of your mat, and then down towards the floor. Good. Good. I'm going to give Sam a little support here by putting a block underneath her knee and one underneath her ankle. Good. If you're nice and feeling loose and your knee can drop all the way to the ground, that's absolutely fine. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Excellent. Reach your hands, your fingertips away from your body. And then I'll have you peek at your hands and make sure that they're aligned with your shoulders. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. You can see Sam is taking her gaze out over her right fingertips, and I'll encourage you to do the same if there's no neck issues. Good. Breathing deep. Now, an adjustment that you can give to yourself while you're here in this pose is to take your left hand and bring it over to your right hip. Yeah, draw your right hip forward just a little bit more. How does that feel? Good, it feels pretty good. Okay, take a couple more breaths. One more. Long, slow, even breaths. Now engage the muscles in your very lowermost belly as you exhale by squeezing that space just below your belly button in towards your spine. With the belly muscles engaged, we'll bring ourselves back to center. So Sam, come on back to center. Yeah, good. And then take both knees back into your chest. Good, brilliant. Excellent. And you can rock back and forth a little bit again before we come to the other side. Okay, so here we go. Both feet back up to the sky. Nice. Dorsiflexing the feet. Again, a dorsiflex means bringing the top of the feet towards the shin. Okay. Sam is shaking a little bit here. We call it shaking with joy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Both hands around the left thigh. Good. Right heel slowly, slowly reaches down towards the ground. And again, be mindful that you're keeping your foot aligned with your hip. Your toes are still pointed up towards the sky as you slowly allow your foot to drop down to your mat. Nice. Good. How does this feel, Sam? Good, good. Draw your knee in a little bit closer. Good. Excellent. Feel as though your tailbone is dropped down towards the ground. You'll get that effect by taking, bringing awareness to your low belly and drawing it in towards the spine on your exhale. Good. Okay. So let's come into our twist. Let's bend the knee. Again, if you're more flexible, you can keep your leg extended. Take your arms out to a T, Sam. And I have a feeling she's going to need these on the other side too, so I'm going to bring the block with me. She's going to cross the left knee over to the right-hand side of the mat, and then we'll place it down on the block. Yeah, good. I like that. And I'll get another one for her foot again if you're at home and you're just kind of dangling in the air. That's okay. That's okay. Just always being mindful of where your body's at in space, and especially how it's feeling at any given moment. We want to move nice and slowly into the various asana to give ourselves a chance to adjust. Good. Long, smooth breaths. Good. Yeah, and here she's finding that adjustment that we talked about. She's taking her right hand to her left hip. Just guiding her left hip forward a little bit. Good. Good. Beautiful. One more. Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead and release again. You're engaging your belly muscles as you bring yourself back to center. So come on back to center, Sam. Hug your knees into your chest. Okay. Okay, go ahead and give a little rock roll. Yeah. Okay, so it's a little massage of the back, the spine. So we're going to now head towards hands, knees. You can do one of two things. You can rock and roll like Sam was just doing and come right over your knees, or you can roll to your side and then come to hands and knees. So which way is better for you?
I'm gonna rock.
She's gonna rock. She's gonna go for it. I know when I do my practice personally, that bothers my knees, but I'm a heck of a lot older than Sam is. So decide which way is better for your personal body. Okay, so here we are setting up in table. And again, as we're calming down, as we're slowing down, as we're releasing tension, we want to keep things nice and slow. And the most important thing to remember is to keep the breath long and slow. Okay? We'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. First, making sure that we're set up properly with the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. The tops of the feet are pressed into the ground. Sam, can you tell when you press your feet into the top of the ground, your belly automatically engages a bit? You feeling that? Okay, good. Let's start with cat pose. So as you exhale, your tailbone will tuck. She'll round through her spine, feeling this nice big arc come into her back. Her chin tucks towards her chest. Good. Now inhale, go on into cow. Tailbone lifts, belly softens, gaze comes forward. Just a little less on the gaze there. Good. Exhaling back into cat. Good. And inhale, cow. And I'm going to let Sam flow back and forth at her own pace a few times. Now, another thing that can produce a sense of calm within our energetic body, our physical body too, is to begin to lengthen the exhale. So here we have found, thus far we've found inhale and exhale being the same length. In this next little sequence, we're going to do something called Chakravakasana, which is coming from table. So go ahead and come back to table. And then as we exhale, we'll drop the hips down to the heels, coming into child's pose. Okay, good. You can bend your elbows a little bit if you like and let your head hang. Good. I'm going to let her settle in child's pose just for a moment before we move on. How you feeling?
Good.
Good. Okay, so let's inhale back to table. So your inhale is long and smooth. Back to table. Now make your exhale even a bit longer than your inhale as you exhale and come back to child's pose. Good. Inhale to table. And exhale to child's pose. Good. Pause there for a moment. So I want to make sure that you're all understanding this concept. So as we move back and forth between table and child's pose, I'm actually going to count for Sam her breaths so that we can begin to see how long the breath is. So we'll start with a count of the inhale being a 6 inhale and the exhale being a 6 count exhale. And then we'll move on from there. So Sam, go ahead and inhale as you come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, come on back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Inhale, come on back up. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lengthening the exhale now. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excellent. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got more in you. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Usually about 9 is where people are like, I can't exhale any longer than that. Does that sound about right, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hold here. Good. Let your breath steady. Good. Okay. Beautiful. Good. Good. Sam, walk your hands to the right hand. Oh, I'm going to get out of the way. To the right hand side of the mat, like you were reaching up towards the right hand corner. And then if you feel like you have a little bit more in you, you'll reach right off. So this is beautiful. And here she'll take a nice big deep breath. You'll take a nice big deep breath into the left hand side of your body. Good. Good. Nice. Good. Work your way back through center. And then to the other side. So the hands come to the left. She's breathing smoothly and deeply. If you're a yoga teacher or a yoga teacher in training, this is a lovely time to sit and witness your students breathe. We should always be able to check in and see if our students are taking breath fully into their lungs or if there's any restriction. So I can see that Sam has nice full breaths going here. Good. Excellent. Good. Sam, I'm going to have you walk back to center again. Okay. Good. Now, we're going to add on to Chakravakasana by coming up to table. And then, now tuck your toes under, Sam. And as you exhale, move back to downward facing dog. Good. Good. We're going to flow this just a little bit before we pause in downward facing dog. So as you inhale, please drop your knees back down to the ground, come back to table. As you exhale, nice slow exhale, make your exhale nice and long. Good. Good. Inhale, drop down to table. It's just like you're just slightly tapping the ground with your knees. Good. And as you exhale, back and up. One more time. Inhale, tap the knees down. Beauty. Exhale, come on back. Good. Excellent. So let's hold here in downward facing dog for a moment. Good, Sam. It's looking really good. I love this because, as you can see, her hamstrings, yes, they're a little bit tight, but she's compensating for it by bringing a nice little bend into her knees. That way she can elongate her spine. Bend your knees even a little bit more. Yeah. See how that elongates your spine just slightly more? Good. Just finding nice extension. Does that feel pretty good for you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Excellent. We'll take 2 more breaths there. Good. Good. Now let's have you, Sam, walk your feet towards your hands, and you'll come to Uttanasana, forward fold. Yeah, so just take a couple little steps. Again, we're moving slow today. We're thinking about, winding down, calming down, allowing my nervous system to settle. Okay. So as you're here, Sam, step your feet just a hair wider so that they're hip distance apart. Yeah. Good. Good. Let your head hang heavy. Good. Take your right hand to your left elbow and your left hand to your right elbow. And let yourself sway back and forth. Good. These smooth, slow, wave-like motions are really settling for the system. Good, breathing. Okay. Come back to still, drop your fingertips down to the ground. Now I'll have you take your hands to the back of your legs. Good. As you inhale, you'll extend your spine long and reach your hands right up your legs as you do so. Good. As you exhale, come back down to your forward fold, running your hands back down your legs. Really nice. Inhale, extend your spine long. Good. And exhale, run your hands back down. Good. This time you'll inhale. I'd like Sam to pause with her spine extended long. Bring your hands right to the base of your derriere. What do we want to call that? Your rump?
Your bum.
Your bum. Yeah. You'll notice that as she does this, this is a great way to find length in your spine. So she's drawing her scapula towards one another. She's nice and elongated. The back of her head is even with the back of her shoulders. Now from that position, she'll go ahead and stand up and you'll see how much taller than me she is. Yeah, there we go. Okay, excellent. Awesome. So let's just do a few sun breaths from here. But first, let's check out our position. Here we are in Tadasana. So let's gaze down at our feet and we'll make sure that they're hip distance apart. Okay. Making sure that there's engagement in the legs, there's engagement in the low belly. The tail is dropped. Good. And there's a little softness that comes in through the shoulders. Good. She's got a really nice form here. And the back of the head is pressing back just slightly. Chin is dropped just a hair, honey. There we go. Awesome. Good. Palms are turned out. As you inhale, let's reach up. Good. Let your hands tap together overhead. As you exhale, flip your palms outward and let your hands come back down to your sides. Good. Once they get here, turn your palms to face out. It's like you're scooping up the energy. Take your chin up towards your hands and watch your hands come together. Excellent. As you exhale, hands down by your sides. Good. We'll find that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Hands come together and then draw your hands down through your third eye center and pause at your heart center. Hands together. Taking some nice slow breaths. Good, feeling your feet grounded. Good. One more. Okay. From here, you'll slide your hands down your body. So you're going to slide them right down through midline. Want them separated about your belly button. Take your hands to just above your knees. Good. So you'll sit back a little bit. We're going to come into I'm walking Sam. We're going to come into a standing version of cat pose and cow pose. And again, we'll do it nice and slowly. So as Sam inhales, her tailbone will lift. She'll look forward, draw your shoulders back. This looks lovely. And then as she exhales, she'll tuck her tail, round through the spine, coming into the standing variation of cat pose. Go ahead back and forth a few times. Good. Now, Sam, see if you can make your exhale, bend your knees a little bit more, make your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. So the cat pose will be, say, a 6 count. The cow pose stays at 6 as the cat gets just a little bit longer each time. Just a couple more poses before we head back down to the ground. You don't want to make this too long. Good. Nice, Sam. Okay. Now the next time you come into cat, let's round the spine and come all the way back up to mountain pose, Tadasana. Roll your shoulders down and back, palms face forward. Excellent. Now here, we're going to take an inhale and reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, the hands will come down to third eye center. This time we'll hinge at the hips and bow forward. So bowing all the way forward again, Sam's going to bend her knees a little bit, and then let your fingertips gently touch the ground. Beautiful. Good. Good. Sam, can you bend your knees just a little bit more and get the palms of your hands flat on the ground, or you can have blocks if you like, but we're only going to be here for a second. She's going to take her right foot steps to the back of the mat. Good. Left foot's going to follow. So she'll come into a momentary high plank. I don't want to build up heat here. So I'm going to have her drop her knees right away. Good. As you exhale, hips down to heels. Good. Good. Inhale, come back up. Good. Exhale, hips to heels. Good. One last time, inhale back up. And exhaling, hips to heels. Okay, you're gonna pause right there, Sam. Here's a little hint. If you press into your hands like you're pressing the mat away from your body, your hips will sink a little bit lower. Yeah. Okay. Gonna take one more long breath here. And then I'm going to have Sam bring her body and you bring your body long on your mat so you're lying on your belly. Yeah. Good. Beautiful. Good. Nice. Okay, turn your cheek one side or the other. And just take a couple long breaths. Starting to relax down onto your mat. Sam, go ahead and bend your knees so that the soles of your feet are up towards the sky. Good. And then drop your feet just slightly to one side, just slightly to the other. A lot of times you'll hear yoga teachers say windshield wiper your legs, and I guess that's a good visual for this. So these rocking motions, again, are wonderful for soothing the nervous system, starting to calm us, starting to quiet us. And here we have the added benefit of the belly right on the ground, making sure that your breath is still long and full and that you're drawing it way down so that there's that compression, belly to the earth. Good. Excellent. Good. Drop your feet down to the ground. Go ahead and roll right over onto your back. Then take your knees into your chest. Good. Give them a nice squeeze. Now, one last thing before we head towards Shavasana. I'm going to have you do, if you have a block with you, you'll take your block, so bring your feet right down to the ground. Okay. Press into your feet so that you can lift your hips. If you have a block, you're going to place the block right underneath your sacrum, your lowmost back. Okay, and just rest on that. How does that feel? Good. Okay. Then I'm going to have you take your feet now up towards the sky. So you'll draw your knees in towards your belly, and then take your feet right up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Do you feel comfortable there? Mm-hmm. Good. This is called Viparita Karani, active reversal. And we'll hold here for just about 2 minutes, really starting to wind down, to settle down. Breath is long and smooth. Good. Feeling the back of your head heavy on your mat. Ready, go ahead and take the soles of your feet back down to the ground. If you have a block, you'll go ahead and remove the block. And we'll find a short Shavasana here. Reach your feet out towards the bottom of your mat and bring them so that they're just a hair wider than hip distance apart. Good. Let your feet relax, let your legs relax. Your arms will be down by your sides, and if it's comfortable for you, you'll flip your palms up towards the ceiling. I'm going to place a blanket on Sam's belly, and I encourage you, if you have one, to go ahead and lie a blanket over your midsection. Now, please begin to shape your breath for 3 or 4 long, smooth, diaphragmatic breaths. Now, please release the patterning of your breath and simply watch yourself breathe. And as you do so, sense that the inhale is energizing and revitalizing, and that the exhale is this lovely opportunity to let go. If you're feeling any residual tension, anything that's still in your body, your physical body, as well as your energetic body, or sometimes we can even be stuck in the mind, see if you can let go. Body heavy on the earth. Please bring awareness back to your breath now. Good, and bring some movement back to your body, your toes and your fingers. Perhaps you let your head roll back and forth. And take your knees into your chest. Good. Yeah. Rolling to your right side. And as you're on the right side, take this opportunity to pause. Pause in a moment of gratitude, of prayer, contemplation. And when you feel like you're ready, please come on up to sit. Okay. Back onto the mat. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed our little calming vinyasa. Look for us at breathinglotus.net. Namaste.
That was good.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.